This is MacVoices TV. The Take Control ebook series are media sponsors of MacVoices TV. Visit them at takecontrolbooks.com. Welcome back to MacVoices TV. We're on the show floor at Macworld Conference and Expo in San Francisco in the Blackmagic Design booth. We're talking to Dan May of Blackmagic Design. Dan, welcome to MacVoices.
Hey Chuck, it's good to be here.
It's a pleasure to be here too. I am really excited for you to tell us about Video Recorder from Blackmagic Design.
It's a really great new product that's almost shipping. It should be here probably next week for us. And this is a real-time, standard definition, analog to H.264 encoder. So if I have a bunch of old VHS tapes, or I've got a DV camera that I want to get some analog in, I want to get it on my iPod very quickly. This is a device that's perfect for those type of folks.
Okay, so how easy? Because there seem to have been a million of these kind of solutions out there, and 99% of them never work, or they're such a pain in the backside that you can't get anything done. So how does this work?
Well, you see with a lot of those devices is there's a lot of complication that's involved. You have to capture things first, then you have to choose how you're going to encode it, then you're waiting for it to encode, and then it's done. And it takes a lot of process in here. What we want to do is we want to say, I've got analog hooked up, and all I have are a couple buttons here to say, I want to capture for a large iPod, or a small iPod, or an iPhone. And I got some basic presets here. And if I'm more video savvy, I can choose bit rates and the frame size and all that. But if I'm just what we call soccer mom, I just choose, look, I want it on my iPhone. Once I've chosen that, I've named the thing, I hit record on the big red button, and you'll see that it's automatically encoding right now. And as soon as I say that I'm done with that encode, now I have that file. It's already encoded, it's already H.264. I have an option to load it already into iTunes. So now it's on my computer. Hook it up to my iPhone, my iPod, sync it, and now it's on that device. So it's a very quick and efficient way to get lots of that analog standard definition video over to those devices.
Now, coming in at H.264, it's going to be as small as you can probably make it, but it still takes up space. Can you give us an idea, say, of a per minute gigabyte or megabyte ratio?
It all depends on what you want to encode it for. We have settings to go down to as low as 100 kilobit per second and as high as 3.5 megabit per second. So you could have a file that could take up, several hundred megs for, a couple minutes of footage, or you could have something that's really small, a meg for, and it depends how big is my screen size, how big is that, but you're not talking about gigs of footage unless you're capturing hours and hours of footage there. So it's going to fit on your iPod, it's going to fit on YouTube if you want it to be on YouTube. It's not going to be a very large file.
But I still would have the option, say, to bring it in at a high bit rate and then maybe pull it into iMovie if I wanted to do something with it.
Absolutely. Capture it as the full resolution, 720 by 480, bring it in at the 3.5 megabit per second. That'll be at a high quality enough for you to bring into various editing softwares, do some editing, and then be able to go on some other place with it as well.
Blackmagic Design has more of a reputation, I think, in the pro space than the consumer, but this is a consumer product?
That's correct. We're taking a lot of the video technology that we have from our post-production world, and we're just taking that and we're putting it into a commercialized space. We've always been about kind of commercial, commoditizing, I should say, of the industry. When we started making those capture cards, they were tens of thousands of dollars. Not many people could have them. And when we saw what Final Cut was doing, we said, look, they're commoditizing that marketplace. We want to make it so that it's very cost effective for lots of people to have that kind of video technology. We're doing that same kind of thing here. We're taking a technology that's usually very difficult and takes a couple steps and is more expensive and saying, look, let's commoditize it. Let's make it $150. Let's let everybody out there have that and have that ability to do it very easy and very efficiently.
Take us through the hardware too, because I think this is a very nice design. It's very compact, and as you said, I think somewhere I did see a soccer mom button on there.
Exactly. We're very serious about the Blackmagic Design part of the name. A lot of what we do, both in our marketing and in our products, is about design. So what we have here is a really laid out, looks just like a regular USB thumb drive, but on it we've got our analog video inputs and we've got our analog audio inputs. Now, I have the three of these because technically it's a component input, but what I can do in my software is choose whether I want that to be component or composite or if I've got a YC separator, I can do S-video. So really any kind of standard definition analog input, we can just go ahead and bring right in. And this is great because it's USB, so I can hook it up to my laptop, I can hook it up to my iMac, or I can go to my Mac Pro if I have that as well. So it's not like our normal products, they're all PCIe cards, they're meant for pros, they're meant in the Mac Pro. It's a commoditized product. We want every Mac user to be able to take it, so we made it USB so everyone can use it.
Okay, Dan, after all this, what's the price point for this product?
We sell the video recorder for $149. So our joke is that if we're under $99, you wouldn't have to tell your wife, but if it's under $150, you can tell her, but you don't have to ask her.
Assuming she's a soccer mom?
Assuming she's a soccer mom and she's going to use it as well.
I'm Chuck Joyner, and we've been in the Blackmagic booth talking about video recorder. This is MacVoices TV on the show floor at Macworld Conference and Expo. Until the next time, thanks for watching. MacVoices TV is brought to you by Tropical Software, the makers of Top 10 Notes. Check it out at tropic4.com. MacVoices TV is part of the MacVoices Group and a member of Mac Level 10.